Have you ever been forced to pay for something that somebody else broke inside the store? Not forced, but I ended up paying anyway. I was at Target with my 8-year-old nephew who I was babysitting for the weekend. He's usually well behaved, but he was having one of those days where he couldn't sit still. I told him to stay close while I grabbed some groceries, but kids will be kids. I was comparing cereal prices when I heard this loud crash from the next aisle over. My heart sank because I immediately knew it had to be him. I rushed around the corner and found him standing frozen next to a completely destroyed display of glass pasta sauce jars. There had to be at least 15 jars scattered across the floor, marinara sauce everywhere like a crime scene. The poor kid looked terrified. He started crying and saying he was sorry over and over. Apparently, he'd been pretending to be a superhero and accidentally backed into the display while making whooshing sounds. A store employee came rushing over, and I could see other customers starting to stare and whisper. The employee was actually really understanding about it. She said accidents happen and that they have insurance for this kind of thing. She told me I didn't need to pay for anything and started calling for cleanup. But I looked at my nephew, who was still sobbing, and I looked at this young employee who probably didn't make much money and might get in trouble for the mess. I insisted on paying for the broken jars. It came to about $47, which honestly hurt my wallet since I was already tight that month. But I wanted to teach my nephew that when you make a mistake, you take responsibility for it. I also wanted to show him that doing the right thing sometimes costs you something. The employee tried to talk me out of it, but I paid anyway. My nephew helped clean up the glass carefully, and I made him apologize properly. On the drive home, he was quiet for a while, then said he'd pay me back with his allowance. It would take him about 6 months, but he's been giving me $5 every week since then. The whole thing actually brought us closer together, and he's been much more careful in stores ever since.